Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on the video. And right away, before you rage in the comments and say, how dare you suggest that masking is not a part of autism or isn't an autism sign, please just hear me out. By the end of the video, I think you will probably agree with what I'm saying. So basically, what is masking? First of all, if you're new to autism or new to this channel and you don't know what masking is essentially a way for an autistic person to hide the fact that they're autistic. This might be in the form of them stimming or self-stimulatory behavior. Maybe they're moving their hands on a normal basis or rocking back and forth, and they bury that. They hide that so you can't tell they're autistic. Basically, they're doing what's called passing. They're trying to pass as a neurotypical, AKA normal human being. Or some people refer to it as camouflaging. They're trying to blend in. They're trying to fit in. And that emotional impulse, that draw to fit in, peer pressure, whatever you want to call it, it's such a strong impulse in human beings that sometimes we'll even hurt ourselves to try and bury or hide something that might look off to others. And we tell our boys all the time, it's okay, you don't have to mask, you can stim in public, you can do whatever you want in that regard because there's nothing wrong with it. Everybody stims, actually.
Keep doing what you're doing, Connor. There's nothing wrong with it.
Meaning like you can have little hair twirls or you can rock back and forth or tap your knee or chew a pencil. That's a form of stimming. So I don't think I've met a person who hasn't stimmed in their life. It's just a different kind of stim. And with autistic people, I think a lot of them are very well aware that what they're doing, their type of stimming looks different. And that's just an example. Autism is a spectrum. You're going to have all kinds of different things when it comes to what autism, quote unquote, looks like. And masking is trying to hide that perception, right? And it's frustrating to a lot of autistic parents too, because some people will come up to them and say, hey, your kid doesn't look autistic. And they're like, well, yeah, that's because they're masking. They're trying to hide it. So let's dive into why masking is not an autism sign. The reason I say that masking is not a sign is because it's actually the opposite. They're hiding autism. So signs are things you look for, certain markers, certain behaviors, whether it's repetitive behaviors or, odd social behavior or whatever it might be. You're looking for something to try to find a sign, of autism. Something's there, right? And masking hides that sign. I know it might seem like semantics to some. I know it might seem like petty, but I think in the autism community, it's important to have those distinctions and clarifications because there is so much confusion in the autism community. A lot of people can't even agree on basic things like what term to use. Do you say autism or do you say autistic? And so I think it's important to have these types of videos that add clarification, that masking is not an autism sign. I know a lot of people have gotten after us and said, hey, when you do autism signs, you say all these things, but you don't include masking. And the reason I think that I've avoided that is because, again, masking is hiding autism signs. It's trying to bury them. And yes, masking is very much a part of autism. And especially in girls, as I understand it, we only have boys, so I can't speak from personal experience, but there's a lot of families that tell us that their daughters mask all the time. And so people don't even know they're autistic, or maybe they got a late diagnosis even. So masking in some cases can actually be kind of harmful to the person on the spectrum. So anyway, I hope that added some clarification and that made sense. And now you understand where I'm coming from. And you might not agree 100%, and that's okay. But I just thought it was an important distinction that masking is hiding autism signs. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next video.